Howdy everyone, it's your buddy BP. It is January 27th, 2016, Wednesday morning, which means that it is ARMS Day. It's time to pick up the gear, and you can already see people are heading up to the Gunsmith to get their stuff. Last week was kind of disappointing, but there were some promising looking things. Oh, look at all those Mina multi-tools. Yeah. I'm guessing you all haven't seen a lot of those in Iron Banner, for those of you brave enough to endure that nonsense. But yeah, enough about that. Let's just go ahead and dive right on into the weapons. First up is the SUROS ARI-45, which is an auto rifle. The first one has SLO-19, SPO-28, and SRO-37. Its perks include Feather Mag, Fitted Stock, Snapshot, Rifled Barrel, and Unflinching. The second one has SLO-12, SPO-26, and SRO-37. Its perks include Appended Magazine, Hammer Forged, Single Point Sling, Small Bore, and Glass Half Full. The third one has SLO-19, SPO-26, SRO-37. Its optional perks include Feather Mag, Hammer Forged, Speed Reload, Small Bore, and Rodeo. These aren't bad rolls. There's not one that really stands out to me, but there's nothing terrible about them either. Usually for a weapon like this, I like doing what I can to maximize the stability. And each and every one of these have something to improve the stability. And they seem about equal, all assuming depending on whether or not you like small bore. First one doesn't have small bore; it uses something else. But the second and the third one, they do have small bore. So you got to take that into account, you know, if you want a reduced magazine size and all that. So as far as the other perks go, personally I think it's going to depend on what you want on that final perk. Let's see here, Unflinching. I've tried it a little bit in PvP. I know that you can get it off of the Bullion Gemini, and you can also get it off of the Red Death. So if any of you ever tried those weapons out before, you got an impression of how it works. It's not too shabby. It's more of a PvP perk as far as I'm concerned. Glass Half Full ain't too bad either, though. I don't know. I've never really seen it come too much into play in PvP. Maybe it works a little bit better in a PvE, but it's not a perk I normally go with. As far as Rodeo is concerned, that perk doesn't really reduce the stability. It just makes the weapon kick in a more upward linear path. It's more predictable. It doesn't kick to the left or the right as much. So that's what it really does. It just makes it a little bit more predictable. If I was going to look for a PvP weapon, I think I would go with that first one. It has the fitted stock, so I don't have to suffer a lower magazine size or anything. And a Snapshot ain't too bad for PvP either, and neither is Unflinching. And I like the sights on it too. I think they're not too shabby. If you're looking for something more PvE related, I think I would go with the second one. I believe Glass Half Full is a bit more useful in PvE than it is in PvP. And Small Bore, it'll reduce the magazine size, so you would actually have this proc sooner. I'm not sure by how much it reduces it, but that's those are the options I would go with for this auto rifle. Next up is the Lyudmila-D. He sold this one last week. This is a pulse rifle. Remember, it's a Hakke pulse rifle, so it fires an additional fourth shot in each burst. Its scopes include the GA post and the LC ranged. Its perks include Surrounded, Rangefinder, Snapshot, Hand Loaded, and Reinforced Barrel. The second one has GA post and LD Watchdog. Its perks include Danger Close, Zen Moment, Single Point Sling, Speed Reload, and Reinforced Barrel. The third and final one has SC Hollow and LD Watchdog. Its perks include Army of One and Rangefinder. It also has Snapshot, Hand Loaded, and Reinforced Barrel. If you're looking for a PvP weapon, I think I would go with the second one. Personally, I think the base range for this weapon is fine. You don't really need rangefinder unless you're trying to get something really far. So, and I really like Zen Moment because I don't care much for the stability on these pulse rifles, and none of these seem to offer something over in their optional perks to really boost it. Also has single point sling, which I think is really good for PvP, so you can switch your weapons quicker, move faster while you're aiming. Makes it a little hard to hit. So you got that and Zen Moment to improve your stability, and I think that's a fairly decent PvP role. If you're looking for a more PvE weapon, I think I would go with the third one. Army 1 is really good for getting your abilities back quicker, and you go through your abilities a lot quicker in PvE than you do in PvP, or at least rather they cool down quicker because there's more enemies to kill. So Army of 1 will come and play much more often, and Rangefinder will be able to help you get those enemies from a long distance. Next is the SUROS DIS-43 Scout Rifle. I really like this one. The first one includes SLO-19, SPO-28, and SRO-37. Its perks include appended magazine, high caliber rounds, Icarus, snapshot, and hand-laid stock. The second one has SLO-19, SPO-26, and SRO-37. Its perks include oiled frame, fitted stock, partial refund, snapshot, and hand-laid stock. The third one has SLO-12, SPO-26, and SRO-37. Its perks include casket mag, high caliber rounds, triple tap, single point sling, and rifled barrel. The rolls this week for this weapon aren't quite as good as that full auto one that I got many weeks ago. That was really good SUROS, but there's still some really nice ones here. If you like playing with like Angel of Light or Imperium Bellicose, then I think you would really like the first one because of the Icarus ability. Plus this one has hand-laid stock, so you can improve the stability, which I really like. I really like having great stability on my weapons. The second one ain't too shabby either, and as far as PvP is concerned, I think this is the one that most people will want to go with. Partial refund is okay, but I like the fact that it has both fitted stock and hand-laid stock, so you can just improve that stability even further. It also has some fairly nice scopes. Nothing that highlights enemies or anything, it seems, but I still like some of these scopes too, so I think this might be the best option for PvP, the second one. If you're looking for a PvE weapon, I think the third one would be best. It has both high caliber rounds to help you keep enemies reeling, plus it's got a triple tap to help you fire longer. Pretty nice. Plus it has a rifled barrel, so if you really want to target like bosses from a long distance, like you would with say like Ballista Auric, or like when you're going up against a tank or something, then this would be a really nice roll for the third one. Up next is the Kumakatok HC4. I think I pronounced that right. It is a hand cannon. The first one has Fast Draw IS, Quick Draw IS, and Sure Shot IS. Its perks include Third Eye, Lightweight, Oiled Frame, Eye of the Shadow, and Life Support. The second one includes Fast Draw IS, Steady Hand IS, and True Sight IS. Its perks include Third Eye, Lightweight, Reinforced Barrel, Underdog, and Icarus. The third one has Fast Draw IS, Quick Draw IS, and Sure Shot IS. Its perks include Zen Moment, Snapshot, Oiled Frame, Eye of the Storm, and Life Support. Normally I don't really go for this archetype of hand cannon. I really don't like the low range on them. It's just not my style. Plus I don't really like hand cannons in general, at least not for PvP. But that's a shame because there's some actually really decent rolls on here. Eye of the Storm is actually not bad for a weapon like this just because of how low the range is. You could probably get a little bit of use of that in PvP if you're going up against someone at long range, or at least certainly with a weapon that's fairly outside this weapon's normal range, which I'm guessing is going to be often. I mean, look at that horrible range. Plus, Third Eye is great for PvP. If I had to choose between these two, though, at least for PvP, I might actually go with that second one. I need a good weapon with Icarus, and that's nice. Plus, it has Reinforced Barrel, which gives it a huge boost to range. And it still has that Third Eye perk, which I really like a lot. I really want to go for this third one, but I really like Zen Moment, too. but unfortunately it doesn't have anything to really boost the range except for Eye of the Storm, and that's not something I want to depend on. Plus it has life support, which is good, but you know, I mean, there's no third eye, so I guess if you wanted to really have third eye with a weapon like this, you could run it with like the Knucklehead radar. But yeah, if I had to choose between these, I would actually go with the second one because I want a good weapon with that Icarus ability. I keep passing up on them, so maybe now this is the week for me to try one out. I'm not sure. I don't know if it'll still get me into this type of this sort of archetype of hand cannon, but for PvP at least, yeah, if I had to choose, I would go with the second one. Lastly, we have the Strongbow-D shotgun. The first one has soft ballistics and linear compensator. Its perks include surrounded, hot swap, flared magwell, fitted stock, and rifled barrel. The second one includes soft ballistics and accurized ballistics. Its perks include danger close, battle runner, flared magwell, fitted stock, and rifled barrel. The final one includes smart drift control and aggressive ballistics. Its perks include final round, battle runner, flared magwell, perfect balance, and rifled barrel. Not too impressive a selection this week for this shotgun. I definitely wouldn't go with the second one. The danger close and battle runner, I don't really care too much for them. So if you had to choose between these two, I would say it would be a choice between the first one or the third one. First one does have hot swap, which helps improve the low range a little bit. Plus you can run it with a rifled barrel to give it a little bit of extra range, and plus linear compensator too, if you don't mind the loss in stability. Surrounded, it might help you out a little bit depending on what kind of situation you're on. It'll probably be the kind of thing you see more often in PvE than you would in PvP, but in PvP I guess it would be nice. Third one, I guess it ain't too bad. It does have final round, which I guess is nice for a shotgun, and it also has a rifled barrel. But it also has that battle runner perk that I just plain don't like. So if I had to choose between these three, I would go with the first one. Next week's weapons will include the SUROS ARI-41 auto rifle, the Omolon Thesan FR4. This is a fusion rifle. The Hakke Gaheris-D hand cannon. The Omolon Uffern HC4 hand cannon. And the Omolon Uzume RR4 sniper rifle.
Watch yourself.
And that just about does it for this video. Definitely a better week than last one. I think there was some really good rolls on that SUROS DIS. And the other SUROS, the auto rifle, that one wasn't too bad too. Also the hand cannons weren't too shabby, assuming you like that variant of hand cannons. Personally, I don't like the low range ones, but if you do like the low range ones, I think there was some pretty good rolls on them this week. But what do you think? Let me know in the comment section. Also, don't forget to spank that like button if you've enjoyed the video or you found it helpful in any way. I really appreciate your feedback. And as always, y'all be good to each other, and I will see you in the next video.